Today faces a controversy. 3 weeks ago, at a debate at the Iowa State Fair, he used phrases identical to those delivered by British Labour Party leader Neil Kinnock.
Biden seemed to be claiming Kinnock's vision and life as his own.
Why is it that my wife, who's sitting out there in the audience, is the first in her family to ever go to college?
Why is Gladys the first woman in her family in 1,000 generations to be able to get to university?
My ancestors who worked in the coal mines in northeast Pennsylvania don't come up after 12 hours and play football.
8 hours underground and then come up and play football.
It's because they didn't have a platform upon which to stand.
There was no platform upon which they could stand.
The notion that every thought or notion or idea you'd have to go back and find and attribute to someone, I think is, quite frankly, ludicrous.
The problem here is that Senator Biden told his audience he'd just been thinking about these things, and he failed to give any credit at all to his famous British speechwriter.
You know, I was thinking on the way over here. Now, that's a little too much, because, as you point out, what's behind the words? What's there? And a lot of people, the rap on Biden has always been that it's just a surface.
I should have said, to paraphrase Neil Kinnock, it's the only time I didn't, and all the times I've ever used it.
But CBS News found a tape of a second instance.
It reappeared in the New York Times with a new charge, that Biden had appropriated a famous litany from the late Robert Kennedy about what the gross national product cannot measure.
It cannot measure the health of our children,
The health of our children,
the quality of our education,
the quality of their education,
the joy of their play,
or the joy of their play.
Biden gave Kennedy no credit. He has also quoted or paraphrased John Kennedy, Hubert Humphrey, and British Labour Party leader Neil Kinnock, all without credit.
Joseph Biden admitted today that he committed plagiarism when he was in law school. He said it was a mistake, but that it was unintentional.
He quoted 5 pages of someone else's work without proper citation.
I've done some dumb things, and I'll do dumb things again.
He was given an F.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I've been dumb.
To the political community in Washington, it all seems of a piece. Plagiarism at law school, plagiarism on the stump.
The great communicator. Strike that. The great imitator.
You don't steal verbatim, or when you do, as he did 99% of the time, you give credit.
Biden's critics say he sells himself as a man whose words and visions can inspire a new generation in politics. But if the thoughts, phrases, and visions really belong to others, it's a form of false advertising.
Is it a wise idea, though, to take something that personal, anyway, from another politician and try and appropriate it to your own campaign?
I think it was a stupid thing to appropriate material that was really very personal, that was someone else's.
Most people didn't know who he was, you know, Joe Biden, and now they're going to say, oh yeah, he's the guy who plagiarized. That's
a lot of people.
Politically, that's devastating.
These clips are devastating. He looks like a Joe Biden wind-up doll with somebody else's words coming out.
If they're going to do things that are stupid as well as immoral, then they're probably too dumb to have the job of president.
Voters are going to have to decide whether he was dishonest or dumb.
Senator Joseph Biden may have more explaining to do.
The new questions stem from taped remarks of Biden during an April campaign appearance in New Hampshire.
I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship. Went back to law school and, in fact, ended up in the top half of my class. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits, only needed 123 credits.
Biden now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class, that he does not have 3 degrees from college, and that he was not named outstanding political science student in college.
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
Joe Biden ranked 76th in a class of 85 at the University of Syracuse Law School. I mean, this guy comes off this whole thing as a flyweight.
Now Biden says Newsweek is right. His memory had failed him.
And I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
Joe Biden was victimized by the truth.
Bye-bye Biden. He may not know it yet, but I think this is going to be very difficult for him to read.
You want to kill them? Is that what you're saying? No, you authoritative bastard. Stay right here.
I have nowhere to vent what I have to say. Let me do it here because it doesn't matter.
Alex Jones needs to be killed. Is that what you're saying?
I am.
So free speech. What do you got against free speech?
Okay, you know
what do you got against free speech, lady?
I want you to listen to the Now, this is totally different than what you think, okay? I want Alex Jones to be taken out for brainwashing, not free speech. I believe in free speech. You know what we were just doing? We were speaking freely, weren't we? And right
But you're saying you want to stop someone who has a news program that millions of people listen to, and you want to go ahead and eliminate his brain? You want to get him killed? You want to basically, you want to eliminate free speech? How do you say you support free speech and at the same time want to stop someone from practicing it? Would you please tell me how you hold those two thoughts in your head and can justify them?
He's getting very aggressive.
When someone does something against my First Amendment, you better believe I'm going to get aggressive. Now you tell me, how in the hell you justify...
No, I'm good, Andreas.
I'm going to be close.
So now, you're talking about free speech.
Yes.
And I'm speaking freely to you. Are you going to listen to my
Yes, I want to hear you qualify what you just said.
I want you to hear it. And it doesn't matter because you're a stranger to me and I will speak to both of you about this.
Okay.
My son has been completely brainwashed by this asshole.
And so you want to kill him. Rather than listen to what the man has to say, maybe he's saying something that makes sense, and maybe your son is right, you want to kill free speech. You don't even give your son credit to have his own mind. You are that bad. You don't give a shit about your son or anybody else, lady. All you care about is some dumb... Shut up. Or what? Or what, you motherfucker? Or what? Or what?
I'm not at all affected by your upset. And you're not all affected in my being upset.
I think you're the brain damaged one, lady. You're the one that's pissing all over the First Amendment.
Let's go.
You better seek help.
I see what goes on.
See what goes on? What? The free speech that you want to kill? I suppose you're all for that Berkeley riots, for them stopping Ann Coulter. Is she bad too? Should we kill her? How about Milo, the comedian?
No, Andreas,
How about the comedian? They stopped in Berkeley too. You want him killed? How many people you want killed that you don't agree with, lady? Tell me how much totalitarian Nazi bullshit you got in you. Oh, I get it perfectly. I get it perfectly.
Can you stop talking to her this way? Can you stop talking to her this way?
No. Can you give me five feet?
Oh, you can stay here all day and try to justify that.
No, I'm not going to try to justify it to you. To me, I'm interested in the views of other people, and I see the people that listen to Alex Jones have a very finite view of what goes on in this world. And they have
How do you know? Have you listened to him?
And they have
Have you listened to him?
Absolutely.
Really? So what do you find objectionable? Anything he said? Name one thing you find objectionable. Name it. How's it brainwashing? All he does is show other people's newscasts and he analyzes it.
I don't know that he's 100% correct, but
How do you know he's brainwashed anybody?
Because of the passion that comes out of the people.
When you start screwing with the First Amendment, you better believe there's passion.
Listen, excuse me, do you see my passion? It's a different level.
Oh, yes, you're so calm. Oh, you are so calm. It's so reasonable. But you're completely off base. I've seen people kill people without raising a heartbeat. And I see you talking about killing someone that wants to go ahead and practice free speech with such a calm. I'm calm with this. I don't care. Yes, we should kill him.
It's almost
Yes,
like
let's
I'm
kill
watching
him.
an animal right now at a zoo.
Oh, now I'm an animal.
No,
Should I be
really.
killed too?
No,
You want to do that? You want to try and kill me when we get this big galoot to try and kill me? Get the hell out of my sight. You disgust me. You make me
Your appearance in the video, these critics saying that it glorifies obesity, that your weight is unhealthy, and that by appearing in the video, you're encouraging people to be overweight. And then, once this critic had spoken out, a big backlash against the criticism by people saying, no, this is about accepting all sorts of different shapes and sizes, which is the camp that I'm in, as I'm sure the viewers already know. But what is your view, and how have you reacted to the criticism against you?
Well, I mean, fat people exist. There's no question about that.
But it's whether we should be celebrating a body image which is medically defined as highly dangerous. And I'll explain why. If you don't mind me just going through some stats here. You're 36 years old, you're 5'4", you're 380 pounds, 27.1 stone, and your BMI is 64.6. Now, the BMI ranges, according to the World Health Organization, 18 is underweight, up to 24 normal weight, 25 to 29 overweight, 30 to 34 class 1 obesity, 35 to 39 class 2 obesity, anything over 40 class 3 obesity, which is morbid obesity, i.e. a level of obesity which could very possibly lead to early death. Your BMI is 64.6.
Do you think that Angelina doesn't know all of this?
No, the reason I'm saying it is so that viewers can understand the debate properly. My argument is this, is that when you are that level of morbid obesity, statistically, is it right to put people like yourself into a pop video celebrating that kind of weight? And I ask you honestly, to be honest with yourself. We've had all this with Tess Holliday. She's on the cover of Cosmo, and it's all celebrated. There's no mention of it being a dangerous weight.
Honestly, if you were really concerned about people being obese and representing something bad, you would take yourself off the air because you're not exactly slim yourself.
Well,
right?
okay, I'm 220 pounds and I'm 6'1". Right, you're 5'4" and you're 380 pounds. So there is a difference. I'm not morbidly obese.
Right, but you're still
I'm
fat
actually reasonably
too.
healthy.
You're still fat
I'm reasonably fit. Well, you might think I'm fat. Most viewers are looking at this and think they're not seeing me as morbidly obese, right? So you're perfectly entitled to throw the jibes back at me.
But you're still fat. You being less
I'm not in
fat
Miley
than
Cyrus's
me
pop
doesn't
video.
make, you know.
I'm not in a pop video, am I? Extolling
But
the
you're on
virtues of my body.
TV. You're on TV. You're on TV every day.
So you think that me
You're
sitting here now...
on TV every day. You're going to tell me that...
You think, just to clarify, there is a comparison between me sitting here now, 6'1", 220 pounds, I am reflecting and celebrating a clinically dangerous level of weight, you think?
I think that if you were really concerned about glorifying obesity, you would take yourself off the air.
But I'm not obese. It's just a statistical medical fact.
You're fat, though.
I'm not medical. I'm not even fat.
Yeah, but you being
no, I'm
less
not.
fat...
This is the point, though. My point is,
okay.
With great respect to you, my body mass index is not 64.6, which is 24 above the morbid obesity level. So you can throw it back at me, and that's fine. I'm a big boy in many ways, right? That's fine, right? However, I have a serious point. I think there is a trend now with Tess Holliday and now you of glamorizing morbid obesity, which actually is dangerous. And I'd say this for your health as much as anything else. It's like, it is a dangerous weight to be. Do you accept that?
Well, Piers, honestly, I will tell you, I am not healthy. I'm not going to pretend like I am in perfect health, but I am 46 years old, not 36.
Okay.
I am 8 years younger than you and don't look my age. But the health problems I have are more age-related than weight-related.
Okay, I mean, look, I feel the same way, by the way, about the size 0 models on catwalks, right? It's not about an anti-fat person thing. And I totally concede that I would like to be a little bit slimmer, a little bit healthier and fitter, right? I get that. But there is a difference between me and you. And I would like you to be honest about this, rather than, doing lots of press around your Miley Cyrus video, which makes it look like this is all pretty cool and fun.
I think the thing is that what Angelina is saying is this is not about glamorizing. This is about accepting.
But if we accept it, we're going to create a bigger problem. At the moment, obesity is a huge problem in terms of death rates. So we can't ignore that fact.
But also, people say that looking perfect is a problem for instance, teenagers. But because all teenagers think that's a very good point. But a lot of people think that by having, you look utterly perfect, and Love Islanders all look utterly perfect,
but
for
I'm
instance.
not utterly perfect. I have cellulite. I have things that I don't like. We all do. But what?
So it's about accepting,
of course,
all of the different body shapes.
I can't accept someone who is really unhealthy. Again, the same with Piers saying, if we had put someone who was anorexic on a music video, there would be absolute
I totally agree.
uproar.
That's the point I would make. And
It's
actually,
the same thing.
yeah, and honestly, I think that is a valid point, Angelina, is that if they had put, we went through that period of what they called heroin chic in fashion, where these incredibly skeletal models were put on covers and catwalks and so on. And there was a huge outcry about it because it was deemed to be promoting and propagating an unhealthy body image. And I think the same applies, with great respect to you, to models like yourself and Tess Holliday and so on. I'm just uneasy when it's framed as this is a glamorous pop video and here you are, here's the cover of Cosmo and here you are, without actually re-emphasising constantly that this is a really dangerous, unhealthy way to be.
I think normalising it is the problem.
But unhealthy people still deserve to see themselves represented.
But why would you want to be represented in a pop video? I don't get it. I mean, if you want to be a good role model, you could just
Because that's my job.
You could go on
that's
a big.
What I do. That is my job.
Right, but you see, I would respect you more with respect to you if I saw you doing a fitness campaign where you tried to lose 100 pounds.
I just want to get one final thought from you. Are there words that are used to describe men that offend you?
Not particularly, and if there are some I don't like, I certainly wouldn't want them banned. But it always goes back to that old adage: sticks and stones may break my bones, but there will always be something to offend a feminist.
Peter
Lloyd. No, that's just obnoxious.
Peter
Sorry,
Lloyd,
you have to give me a chance to respond
I think we'll let you carry on this
That is
discussion.
ridiculous. No, hang on, I won't do your show again if you don't let me respond to that.
You are my little snowflake. Every day comes with another heartbreak. Baby, you won't when you look away. Wanna have your cake and eat it, snowflake.
Peter, I just want to get one final.
All lives matter. All lives matter. Okay. Your life matters.
All houses
My
matter.
life matters.
Not all houses
Blue lives matter. They all matter.
Lives matter, and
All
they need
lives
to be fucking
matter.
protected. You need to sit the fuck down and sit this one out, all right? Nobody is hurting your park. Nobody is disrespecting you. You came up to us and you started this shit, all right?
I've got 14 people with eyes on park with air rifles ready to take their faces. And someone has
Air rifles? Did you just threaten me with violence?
No, I said if anyone
Did you
tries
just
to...
threaten me with violence?
Are you planning to deface the park? Then
Absolutely
you're fine.
fucking not.
Then you're fine.
Get the fuck out of my face.
I live here.
I also live here.
This is my 4-month-old child. You're screaming obscenities. Had I used one curse word this whole time? I have a 4-month-old child. You can't even, you have such a potty mouth. Parents out here, children.
We're just sitting here minding our own fucking business, all right? Take your child home. We are also going to go home. No one wants
By the way, when we come out of the park every day, there's families, there's children. We enjoy the park. Okay?
We live here.
Great. All I ask is, do you know of anyone that's planning to deface our park tonight? Do you have anything in your bags as part of that?
I already answered your question. We are not planning to deface the park. I don't know of anything. I don't know why you are asking us this question.
Well,
we are exercising our freedom of speech.
Expletives with my 4
You
months
came at me because we are wearing Black Lives Matter t-shirts.
Yeah, of course. That's who's doing the violence.
Of course.
That's who's doing the violence. I encourage you to
Hey, green shirt! Green shirt! Hey, green shirt! Do you self-identify as a white supremacist?
What?
Do you self-identify as a white supremacist?
That lives on this park, and I don't want it torn up like the rest of DC. And by the way, everyone that lives around the park feels the same way. Do they all have air rifles?
So.
You have a sign that says you stand with Israel.
Yep.
And to me, what that's saying is that you stand with genocide, and there's a lot of students here of multiple ethnicities and races, and I just feel like that's really inappropriate.
Everybody can do whatever they want. We have a freedom of speech. Listen.
No, you're right. You do have a freedom of speech. I understand that. But what your freedom of speech is saying that you support hate, war crimes, people stealing.
You're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled
Okay, well, as a
my
loyal
opinion.
customer, I won't be shopping here anymore.
You know how many times I heard people, they say, oh, we're not going to shop here. I could care less.
To be a joke. I did not believe this is happening. I'm literally about to fucking kill myself, and I'm not kidding. You better fucking fix this shit right now.